Hi, this is Irfan and I'm going to present case study on motivation for leisure. What is motivation? Motivation for leisure is defined as a need, purpose, or satisfaction that push people to participate in leisure activities. It comprises two types of motivation, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Leisure is not any working operation. This helps anyone to understand leisure activities as unessential things that we want to perform outside the workplace. Intrinsic motivation: when people are emotionally inspired, their behavior is inspired by their inner compulsion to do something for their own sake, such as recreational sport participation, personally salient activities. Extrinsic motivation: people are extrinsically motivated and external forces motivates their actions and force them to do something in the hope of winning a reward or preventing a less than positive results such as physical activity, academic achievement. So here is an example which beautifully explains the difference between extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. One boy is motivated to perform an activity to earn a reward or avoid punishment, while the other guy is motivated to perform an activity for its own sake and personal reward. Coming to question number one. So currently I'm living in Australia. So I will choose Australia as my country. Under national work criteria, the total number of working days per year is 20 for Australian workers. I think companies should allow their employees to trade vacations days for cash. Companies that sign on with PTO exchange will be able to offer benefits that better match an individual employee's needs. The unpaid holiday time is an issue for both workers and employers. PTO Exchange Startup Program aims to help both sides of the table, giving employers some incentives for their unused time off and clearing books for their corporate clients. According to World Bank survey in 2014, around 90% of employers end up paying out cash for unpaid paid time off. Although PTO Exchange attempts to address the problem surrounding paid time off, it may actually add to the problem by offering another reason for worker to take much time needed off. So the company appears more attractive to potential employees and current employees because they are allotted more days to take off. Since most employees do not use all of their sick days, they view the lump sum days as more vacation time. Employees are treated as adults and are able to make their own decision regarding vacation and personal time. Employees do not have to lie about being sick to take care of personal issues that they would rather not discuss with their employer. So another benefit is that employees have more control over unscheduled absence than can become very costly. Employers get less financial liability to cover accrued vacations. Most PTO plans limit the number of days that can be carried over to next year. Now coming to question number two. A survey is conducted by Skid of 1,005 Americans that showed only 15% of Americans plan to take a real holiday. The same study showed that 33% of Americans could not afford vacations, 30% were too busy, and 22% would take a short vacation over a summer weekend. Another survey by Insurance Alliance shows that more than half of Americans have not taken a holiday. This is equal to 135 million people. The survey described holiday as a next week of work during which those surveyed travel from home at least 100 miles. There may be several reasons. Work job overload. US workers are frequently seen to refrain from taking any leaves, even after the leaves. It may be due to burden of work such as deadline to meet a specific task. Financial benefit. Many US businesses have a policy to encourage workers to exchange cash on their vacation days. This ensures workers are willing to sell their vacation hours they do not plan to use. Workaholic. Many workers are extremely committed and devoted to their jobs and do not feel the need to pursue leisure activities on their leaves, and they don't want to use any other leave spending. So, in my opinion, it may be their personal choice or organizational effect. Owing to high living costs in the United States, US employees don't take any of their allotted vacation time. The staff feel uncomfortable because they can make more money to cover their daily expenses by working to leave for a holiday. They do not have enough money to go on a holiday. For it's a wise choice to earn more in holidays. Moreover, the US people are workaholic to live a high profile lifestyle. The next one is organizational effect. I think organizational culture affects this a lot. If a worker thinks there will be consequences for taking a holiday time, then they do not feel confident doing so. If companies were if companies were to notify workers that they are allowing people to take the holiday break, the workers would be better off. A satisfied, relaxed employee is much better than a depressed, dissatisfied employee and far more productive. Now, coming to question number three. So, unemployment persons are identified as all those of working age who were not in the employment. So, firstly, being unemployed should be taken as a positively to explore more about yourself. Start searching the strength and weakness. Pick up a hobby. Learn to meditate by picking up any hobby. It refreshes your mind and keeps away from depression. Volunteer. An excellent way to keep busy and doing work related to your qualifications. Boost up your knowledge and add extra skill to your work in the future. One should learn new skills such as small academic courses that enhance that polish their skills and helpful in getting a new job. Reemployment searches search for new job with more energy, and researchers shows that leisure activities depend on status of employment. Big part of unemployment is self-esteem and having more exposures to world. Unemployment has serious impacts on social, individual, and economic aspects. In crime, social impacts, increase in crime rate, relations suffers due to lack of time because a person is not giving time to their family. So that result in suffering of relationship. Individual impact, decrease in productivity, more stressful environment, sometimes lead to suicidal attempts. Economic impacts, loss of income, reduction of GDP of nation. If a person's income is reduced and their buying power is also reduced. So coming towards summary, in present scenario, people have become workaholic, so they do not even have some free quality time for themselves and their families. A strong dedication is not always because they love their work, but it's sometimes the result of the harshness that today's competitive world is treating them with. Everyone is striving hard to achieve success and to make themselves so successful that they can afford all luxuries of life. So, this case study is about how working people are unable to get motivation in their daily to have some quality time with themselves and their families.